Hello.
Hi, Sunetro.
Hi. It's nice. We've had some very, very enriching conversations with guests over a lot of weeks, but
But today it's
it's
just
nice to
us.
it's nice to come back to like this solo sort of unfiltered conversation.
Absolutely. Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
uh it's like talking to a sibling where you say fuck, shit, fart, like no filter.
Mm,
With guests you have to kind of
kind
be a
of.
little like
Yeah.
on your
Yeah.
best behavior.
Yeah. Or worry they are going to say stupid shit.
It's
Yeah.
more
Yeah.
often than not,
It's
it's
it's us.
us. Yeah. It's but yeah, I
Yeah.
won't ask how you are, but like what's going on?
Oh, what's going on? Literally nothing has changed. Same, same. Buoyant,
Yeah.
limbo, buoyant. That's it.
But
I've
as
just
long as
started
it's
saying random words as responses lately, and this was one of
but
those.
buoyant is good.
Yeah, even today, when I was telling my friend that not bad and not good, which is the new good, like I'm
Hmm.
not doing bad and I'm not doing well.
Hmm.
So that's the new good.
Yeah.
That's the new middle line to be on.
Yeah.
Yeah. What about you?
I'm good. Come on. Sorry. Come. Up.
Everybody say hi to Gaga.
Yeah. One sec.
Adorable little Gaga.
Yeah. So yeah, I turned 34 in a week.
Oh my God.
And I'm looking forward to it actually
What's,
after
what's, sorry, what's the date again?
23rd July.
Everybody who's listening, 23rd of July, I want you to flood Shunetra's inbox the way you promise other boys you'll flood their assholes on Grinder. Okay, that's how my.
Oh my god. But
Oh.
yeah, like last year my birthday felt like super depressing because I cried on my birthday because I couldn't meet anyone, I couldn't
Yeah,
see
yeah,
anyone.
yeah.
I had a couple of calls, but yeah, this time I'm looking forward to meeting, having people come over. I shopped again a little bit, so that was
Online.
nice. Yeah, of course.
Amazing, amazing.
But like I'd also sort of sworn off shopping, but like
Mhm.
I got this really like a RuPaul t-shirt,
Amazing.
like
Where'd
this
you get it
really
from?
ASOS.
ASOS. Okay.
Yeah, and yeah, so it's nice. Like it felt good to kind of just. I've saved up some like
Huh.
enough money over the last few months,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
like splurge a little. But so
Amazing.
yeah, and work's been kind of um hectic, and
Sorry,
hectic is good.
you're talking about splurging. I don't know what got into me last week. I thought, listen, I don't work out. I don't do anything. I have to buy one fitness thing online at least. So
Hmm.
I bought myself resistance bands. Do you know what resistance
Yeah, yeah,
bands
yeah,
are?
yeah.
I got it the next day itself. And full, it looks like some LGBTQ pride type resistance bands. Great, right?
Hmm.
1 week may I'd not even use it. It was just lying. I got it, I opened
Hmm.
it, I saw it, and I put it back. Looked too daunting.
Hmm.
Today in the afternoon, I had a little free time. I was like, oh, let me try some, right? So I tried some. I did esa vesa. I literally did it for 6 minutes, Shunetra. And I'm not kidding. I took my shirt off and I'm checking myself in the mirror.
But did it feel good? Like
It
doing?
honestly, instantly, I felt some tightness in my titties and in my shoulders and stuff.
Hmm. Hmm.
But obviously, in 6 minutes, I can't do
No, I'm
undo
talking
the
about.
things.
I'm not talking
Yeah,
about
yeah.
physically. Like you
No,
just.
no, it nothing mentally, nothing happened. But I'm saying me, I felt wow, 6 minutes mein kuch to farak hua rahega. So I was in front of the mirror and then I burst out laughing at myself only. Like, what an idiot. Like, what are you expecting? But yeah, that's me.
Yeah,
Anything in sorry, what everybody knows our segments now.
yeah.
Have you been any news that you've come across?
Of course. First and foremost, the Emmy nominations came out, and it's like a trailblazer of nominations this
Yeah.
year. Like
Yeah.
especially the first trans actor, female actor,
Mm.
ever to be nominated for an
Mm,
Emmy,
mm,
MJ
mm,
Rodriguez for Pose, and
mm.
I was so happy.
Same here.
I do think that Dominique should have gotten, like, come on.
Yeah. Yeah.
She's
Yeah.
Electra is one of
What's
the.
her whole name? Yeah, I only know her as Electra Dominic. I follow Jackson.
Jackson.
Yeah, I follow her on Instagram. She's stunning.
She's stunning. And get those shoes, honey. Get those shoes.
Yeah.
So I think she should have definitely gotten a nomination. But I mean, I'll start with the smaller wins, and I think this is a great step
and this
for
would be
visibility.
a great win for especially with the kind of downer news that's been going around the last 2 weeks. What did you think about Indian matchmaking being nominated?
I mean, it's a it did its job as a show.
Exactly.
I mean, it totally did its job.
I put it up on my story.
India has an issue with any India led sort of story narrative kind of doing the rounds of the global circuit. We have to tear it down. Like before Slumdog Millionaire was a big thing, I remember every person who had watched it was raving about the film. And then once it started winning the awards, everyone was like, oh shit, film, how the fuck can it get so many Oscars? I mean, we have this tendency to kind of really sort of,
technically Slumdog, is it counted as an Indian film? As in, no, I mean, it's in India.
I mean, it's not. It's an American film.
Yeah.
It's a British film.
I also feel Indians
it's a British
to do
film.
That where they then once something wins an accolade, then they take credit. Like, wow, Indian.
Oh yeah,
but it's
that
not.
also is there. That also is there.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I think it did its job as it was an entertaining piece of. I mean,
I put it up on my story yesterday. I put up the news that Indian matchmaking gets. And everybody in my inbox, are you for real? What the fuck? Can't believe this.
No, one second.
has gone to shit.
People have to separate the program from India's regressive issues.
No,
this was a docu-series. And like, I mean, it was reality TV.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So it's like me not liking The Handmaid's Tale because The Handmaid's Tale is so close to the truth.
Yeah. Which is what I was like, everyone is like, oh my God, they were like immediately, how the fuck can this piece of shit? And I was like, okay, why is this a bad show? I would ask everyone in my inbox, why do you think it's a bad show? Oh my God, it's so regressive. It's so and this was the work. And I was like, but a show can show that, a documentary can show you that this is what happens and this is how Indian mothers are and this is how they want fair skin is still a conversation. And, this show is just showing you what it is. So it's not a problematic show if it shows you the state of a certain situation.
If this was a fiction piece, then yes, I would have had my issues with it.
But
this is like a reality TV piece. God damn it!
I immediately just imagined apni Seema Taparia in the next season walking around with her Emmy everywhere.
I mean, it won't win. I doubt it will win, but it's got like tough competition. But yeah, like so. I think that was like.
Didn't Delhi Crime also win at the Emmys last year? Or Golden Globes?
International Emmys.
Okay.
So international Emmys actually does these are all like
small
American. No, these are all in like these have to have an American production, so to say.
Sure.
So it has to have a stake in terms of America, so to say. So yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Okay, I guess that's it for our little first segment. We'll come back to our main segment. We've got a very fun conversation,
which I'm very excited to talk about.
Amazing. We'll see
the most embarrassing
conversations
ever.
We'll see you on the other side. We are back, and I have to let everyone know that today's topic actually happened mid hookup. I finally hooked up with someone this weekend. And he was like, hey, you should do this as a conversation. So here it is. He basically, I just wanted, here's the deal, right? I met this boy. We'd been chatting for a while, kind of parked each other for when like COVID anxiety is a little less, things work out, whatever. And he stays at quite a distance from my house, but whatever. We were like, okay, let's do this weekend. And we had spoken a lot. So there were expectations riding in terms of sexually what was going to go down. But he showed up and he couldn't get hard. And I was totally fine with it, but I could see how embarrassed he was constantly because he apologized like 50,000 times. And we still did a lot of things, but he just kept bringing it back to, I'm so sorry, though it happens. I have performance. He was pretty honest about it. And I love that. He's like, I've been suffering from performance anxiety, this, that. So I totally got where he was coming from. But he was like, you know what, you should talk about this. You should do accidents in bed. So I thought that would be such a fun
Lovely.
conversation. You know,
Lovely. Yeah,
let's
absolutely.
just bedroom mishaps and
Yes.
things when they go wrong or south or just a
Yeah.
little sideways. Anything off the top of your head when
Oh, lot. I mean, I've had a lot of sex, and if you've had a lot of sex, in order to have good sex, you have to have bad sex.
Oh no,
I,
I
I,
haven't.
oh, please. Yeah. So, I mean, right off the bat, one of my first experiences was my first time bottoming was like proper bottoming. I remember that I fainted. I fainted because, and like the person I was having sex with,
Out of pain? No.
yeah,
Oh my
like
god.
when you hit, like when you
Yeah,
black out because
yeah.
you've sort of hit
Yeah.
yourself.
Oh
So
my god,
the
yeah.
pain was
When you get
so
kicked
much,
in the
so I
nuts.
blacked out.
Yeah.
Exactly. So I
Yeah.
mean, I blacked out, and so because I blacked out, I clenched, and
Okay.
so the person who was having sex with me was
Yeah.
trapped.
Get the fuck out.
I'm not kidding. Like trapped as in, I mean, we are not like dogs, like we are locked, but like he was like,
Yeah.
oh, what the fuck, this is
Plus
like,
dead
and
weight.
so
Was he under you?
no,
Or
he was like, I
okay.
was on my stomach. So,
Okay.
and then like when he was trying to get out, obviously I wasn't responding, so he fucking panicked.
That
So
is so
he,
scary.
yeah, so I came around in like, like 30 seconds or so, but it was, I think like we like, it was uh, so here's the thing, he still finished. Like he did his thing and still finished, and I look back and I think, was that rape?
I was thinking it, you said it.
And that's the
Trigger
thing, like,
warning, first of all. Let's
trigger
give a
warning,
little.
yeah.
Oh my god.
I don't want to make light of the situation, but
No, I don't. Even my first question was, wait, if he still finished while you were passed out?
I mean,
I
this
thought of
is
the
this is one of my most toxic relationships, but that time we weren't toxic, like,
Okay.
but he still finished in me, and like, by the time I came around, he was done, like, so I don't know what
Did he
that
try
means.
to like wake you up? Obviously.
Of course he did. Of course he did. But
I'm
like,
not understanding this. But
even
okay.
I haven't
Because
fully
obviously,
processed
okay, so
it.
we're just gonna play it blow, right? So
Yeah.
I'm fucking you, and you suddenly pass
So
out,
so
and
we
I
had
panic. But
no,
then
so
I'm like,
so
oh,
I
wait,
don't
let
know.
me know.
So here's the thing. I don't know. He said he panicked. I obviously was unconscious.
Yeah, because if I panicked, I'm suddenly my brain's not gonna go, okay, stop
Yeah,
panicking and just
exactly.
continue having
Yeah.
sex with a person who's
Yeah.
passed out.
Like
That is bizarre.
when I woke up, like when I like came around, I mean, I took off the condom and he had like, jizz in it. So yeah, like this I know it got dark really like quick.
Yeah.
But I just want to say I'm not bothered by it, like
Okay.
because everything that led up to that moment was nice, was consensual. Like I don't want to make too much
Light
of
I got
the
it.
situation.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was one of my first mishaps.
Oh my God.
You go. And please
no,
make it funny, not
no.
dark like mine.
No, not funny.
I have other funny ones. Yeah.
Not funny or dark. I will come to the funny ones, but I wanted to talk about the one that I started with. I have I fear for people who suffer from erectile dysfunction. Because, and I'll tell you why. Because I've been there for 2 years when I was on my bipolar meds. I've spoken about this too many times, where I had lost my bonus and I was a raging bottom suddenly for those 2 years. But the embarrassment I would feel, and it's such an embarrassment because even if you once don't get hard, right, it latches on. Because then suddenly the next time you're about to
and then you
sex,
can't get hard because you're thinking I couldn't,
which is why it's called performance anxiety. Because the moment you're about to the next time, and plus also a butt is not exactly the easiest way to go, not the easiest place to go into.
Yeah.
So the wearing a condom, a lot of boys lose their boner when they. I just want to straight up start with losing a boner if you are a person who loses your boner during sex, please be okay with it. Like, and if a person mocks you in any way,
Then
or
that
kind
person's
of,
not worth it.
or even, the subtle, am I making you not hard or something? If they kind of guilt trip you like that and all, there are people who do that,
Yeah.
who suddenly start giving you grief, and you are suddenly more trying extra hard, which is the last thing you need to do
Hmm.
in that situation. So I just wish, because I feel like, again, being in a community where, oh, you're too fat, you are too this, you are too that, you are not sane, you're not sorted, your dick is too small, you're this. I worry about what happens to the boys who don't get hard, like
Hmm.
what sort of anxieties they must face, or what sort of rejection they must be going through. So again, if you're someone who goes through that problem, or someone, please start making it a part of conversation that it's totally fine to not get hard. I really, I feel like that needed to be said in some way.
Yeah.
That's,
Is
yeah, because
is there an experience you want to talk about? Like,
so see, luckily when it had happened, when I, again, around 2017, when I was 2016, I would say, when I was on those very heavy pills that I was taking, it was a surprise to me, because even though it's not like, oh, one day I woke up and I lost my bonus, right?
hmm,
It's a gradual decline, because I was on that
hmm,
medication
hmm,
for a while. So I did not take my therapist seriously, first of all, when he
hmm,
said kiss your bonus goodbye and all. But slowly, as I started losing it,
hmm,
I always, I identified as a top. So now what? Now how do I?
hmm,
What do I do? And leave alone, like, okay, chalo, I won't fuck. But oh, even blowjob kit, I am not getting hard. What the fuck?
hmm,
What the fuck? What the fuck?
hmm.
It was such a scary place to be. But then over time, I was like, okay, आगे का दरवाजा बंद हो गया तो पीछे का दरवाजा खोल दो.
Tell me a
Uh,
little bit about people you were sort of sleeping with at that time. The range of like reactions. Were you honest with anyone about
I
it, or
was, because again, see,
yeah?
my thing is, if I have a problem incoming, then I think about all the people who are going to witness that
Hmm,
problem through me,
hmm,
and I just let them know, so that it's
hmm,
not my headache. Then it's
hmm,
your headache, and then whoever deals with,
hmm,
however they deal with, is shows me how that person is,
hmm,
basically.
hmm,
So
hmm.
obviously, I had the don't be stupid. It's perfectly fine, and I was never apologetic for it,
Of
because
course, yeah,
I was going through a mental
yeah,
episode. I
yeah.
knew
I
that I
mean,
was chemically feeling inert. That I
yeah.
was, and yeah, the if I had to say one worry that I had repeatedly, is that once I go off the medication, will I get my bonus
Oh
back?
my god.
That
So
was a
for me,
constant.
okay,
Huh.
when I was in meds, I my bonus didn't go away,
Yeah.
but I lost, and this is my anxiety meds. What they did was that I couldn't climax. I
Okay.
could
Oh my
never
god, that's another
climax.
one. That's another
So,
one.
and
Hmm.
that's again very frustrating because you are horny.
Yeah,
You're
yeah,
really horny.
yeah, yeah,
But then you can't like come even close. Like I started
yeah.
chafing because I was like,
Hmm.
let me jerk off, nahi ho raha hai,
Oh
nahi
my
ho raha
god.
hai.
Yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
so and that was the time when after like I had really bad like panic episodes, anxiety
Hmm,
episodes,
hmm.
and that's when I had just started therapy, just started
Yeah,
meds. So I started also then going out on dates.
yeah.
I was very fortunate where I didn't have to get into details of, oh, so I'm taking these meds, that's why I can't climax. I was just my only thing that I told people was that I don't want to fuck.
Hmm, hmm,
I I want to do this because
hmm,
I'm turned on.
hmm,
So everything like I don't necessarily want to climax
hmm,
with,
hmm.
but I want you to climax and I want to be part of this and I want
Yeah,
to.
yeah, yeah.
So and each one of them was very very
Sure.
very understanding and
That's I wish my
yeah,
therapist had told me that, because he told me that you won't get. Also, a quick this for people wondering why does this happen, because when you suffer with anxiety, one of the things you're normally prescribed is a muscle relaxant,
yeah,
and your penis is a muscle, so
yeah,
it relaxes. Basically, it doesn't want to get too stressed. But
yeah.
also, what I'm getting at is, I wish my therapist had told me that along with that your sex drive won't die, because like you said, right,
Oh
I lost
yeah,
my bonus, but I was just as horny in my head.
all the
So I
fucking
feel
time.
like, I also, a lot of times now that I look back, like, because currently again I don't want to do a worst top bottom bullshit thing,
Yeah.
but right now I do not feel like getting fucked at all because I'm back to like I want
Sure.
to be the top kind of thing.
Yeah.
But I look back at those 2 years and my legs were ready to spread. I was bottoming, you know, and I was like, how the fuck did that happen? But that's because I was just the same level of horny. It was just like what made me a top did not work. So I kind of switched gears and went into this other zone. I remember my friend once joked about it back then. She was like, wow, suddenly you're such a bottom. We are going to need to get you a Y-shaped coffin. And, and I was like, wow. Yeah, my legs were constantly like, I was always ready to get fucked. And now I can't even think about it, you know? So, yeah, coming back to erectile dysfunction, losing bonus and all. The only reason I'm bringing it up because I don't want to even call it an accident in bed. I just want to immediately say that if that does happen or you find yourself in a situation, the only thing that makes it worse is stressing or panicking more.
It's like a vicious circle where you are not getting a boner, so you are stressed, and then because you are stressed, then you can't get a boner again,
and it carries forward. Right? It's not like, oh, it was a one-time alone episode, because the next time you're gonna have sex, you're like,
oh my god, yes,
and then suddenly your penis picks up on it. And it's like, oh my god, ye mere saath kyun ho raha hai? And you make it a big deal.
Yeah.
I don't know solutions, but I did notice one thing back then is I slowed down. If I slowed down sex, like, you know, not the usual, making out, nipple sucking, dick sucking, ass fucking, rimming. If I did not do that, but I took my time till the part where our pants came off, there was a lot of like making out, titillation, and all of that. It kind of helps. So basically, please be calm if you're feeling it. Go back to just having like, just be intimate. Yeah.
And I think there is a lot of panic when, you know, when you start out, you know, when you're, you know, in the midst of foreplay, you have a like a raging boner. And then of course, you know, in the course of, you know, this entire journey, you lose your boner. It's all right. It's all right if it's not at like, you know, half mast like throughout. You know, it's all right if your erections come and go. It's normal because you will want to rest a little, chat a little, and then get back into it.
I also feel what happens is a lot of times now we have like this precursor of the kind of sex we're gonna have when we meet. You know, like it's already in many ways defined who's going to be the top, who's going to be the. I'm not generalizing, not that everybody does that, but in a lot of ways, you've already sexted with a person. And, you know, a friend told me something so important. And this is very recently because he had a boner issue. And he said, whenever I sexted with this boy, I would send him pictures of a hard dick pic, right? But when suddenly the boy got even more dejected because when he met him, he wasn't getting hard. So he'd not see that, oh, because you're alone, you're not going through performance anxiety sitting at home when you're taking a dick pic, right? But suddenly when you're with someone, you have performance. So that boy took it very personally and felt like, is it because of me? Is it this? Is it that? Which kind of just festered the situation even further, which kind of became a regret sex situation eventually. Like you said, even he said the same thing, which is like, I was violently jerking off, but I wasn't getting hard till my penis was hurting. So yeah, I just wanted to put this out there because I don't think a lot of people talk about it, and it's something that needs to be, because I really feel like there are tons of things nowadays. If you read what all causes erectile dysfunction, fucking diabetes, pollution, you name it, anything, putting your laptop on your fucking lap for too long can cause it. So you know what I mean? Like giving someone grief about something that they're going through, which makes their situation worse, you need to like question if you're an asshole, basically.
I mean, have you ever been in the midst of like, you know, accidents?
Okay, not like penis fracture type accident.
No, not that accident, like poopy accidents.
Yeah. While someone was fucking me and while I was fucking someone, I can't control if someone else gets grossed out. I can't control it. It's their headache. Because I take the necessary, and this is also I don't think ever since I found out about douching and everything,
Yeah, after that,
it's
I
not
mean,
been
we
an
are
issue
clean.
ever.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I felt like before that, I did have 2-3 accidents when I tried butt sex, and I did not probably, I was only a lower intestine cleaner, not an upper intestine. I'd not go all the way. But if someone does that while I'm fucking them, I really, okay, I'll say it. I do. My initial reaction is, it's gonna smell
Oh,
now.
duh, like, of
But
course.
I
But
am
I don't
so
want to
good at
shame.
concealing it.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
so good at concealing it because I go the opposite direction and I try to make the person feel,
Yeah.
listen, it's fine, it's totally okay, and
Yeah.
so the more I suddenly feel, oops, this is happening, I instantly have learned how to go in the opposite direction and be like, because I know how the other person can feel. And listen, it's not their problem, it's my, what the fuck, I'm stabbing in his ass with my
As
penis, what am I
which is
expecting?
where
Yeah,
the
it's not
business
like
happens.
fucking custard is gonna fall
Yeah.
out, like
Yeah.
I'm literally fudge packing, so like, what am I
Yeah.
expecting? But
I mean, I don't know how anyone would take this, but like, I had an accident when I was fucking someone. I just continued. Like, I was like,
yeah.
I was like,
Aage badho baba.
like, and yeah, like, we both showered after that, and like he didn't know, he till date he doesn't know that things happened.
Okay.
So
Wow, you're like
so
Shah
I
Rukh Khan
was
from Kalo now.
so I mean,
Kept it to yourself.
for me I was like, and also this was like when I was in Vegas, so this was like an absolute stranger. Like,
Okay.
in the hotel, I just ran into someone, and we, like, like, I went into his
You
room.
said in Vegas. This was in
Yeah,
Vegas.
yeah,
This
yeah.
was during Britney's residency.
No, this is
Okay.
actually Britney had a residency that time.
Oh my
Yeah,
God.
that time she did.
Hashtag free Britney.
Free
Yeah.
Britney.
Okay.
So yeah, like, I was like, I'm not going to meet this person ever again in my life, like, clearly. And this was the second time we were fucking, like, and he was leaving that day. So and I was like, what's the point of leaving? Like, let's let this memory be a good memory, like, for both of us. And for me, I was just like, theek hai na, matlab, big shit.
Pun intended.
Unintended.
Yeah.
So yeah, like, I was like, I'll just keep it to myself. Big shit. Yeah.
No, I really, in fact, not even like, if you're the bottom and it happens as an accident, please, I don't know, just excuse yourself. Don't beat yourself up.
Yeah, yeah.
And secondly, I want to call out, if you're a top who gives someone grief for like
That's
chi, chu,
bullshit.
and all of
Yeah.
that, shut the fuck up. You weren't fucking a piece of like a marshmallow cake or something. You
Yeah.
knew where you were going in. Be a man. No, sorry. Okay, be a man is the wrong this, but you know what I mean. Like,
yeah, like,
be a
just
little mature about it.
Yeah,
Like, shut
yeah,
the
yeah.
fuck up.
Yeah.
You know.
I do. I mean, I do have conversations about, and not in a way that have you. Almost in a way as if, you know what, I do this to kind of clean my intestines out, to kind of, I do that, so that, like, it's my way of,
and I don't think there's anything wrong with, let's say, if you are fingering before and you feel a little blockage, I don't think it's like telling someone about breath, right?
Yeah.
I don't think there's anything wrong with that. If
And
you come from a place of,
I lead by example. Like, if I feel like, there's a, like, we've had a garlic roast prior to this, I'll say, you know what, I'm doing a mouthwash. Would you want to? And it's just, I feel like, when I lead by example by saying, I'm doing this. Again, maybe I'm wrong, but I feel like that makes things less imperious and more imposing, and it becomes so we both know what we are in for, so let's kind
also,
of
I think whenever it has happened to me where I started fingering someone and I felt, oh, okay, there's some stuff, I ask them if they want to fuck. First of all, I directly go there, hey, do you want to fuck? And if they say yeah, then I ask them politely, do you want to go? Like, because more often than not, they do want to, like, I'm quickly going to freshen up. Like, I find it so cute when before a fuck, if a bottom goes to the bathroom, it goes like, I'm going to freshen up and come. And I'm like, I know what you're doing in there. You're not freshening up. You're not brushing your asshole. But yeah, as in it's I feel like there's a good way to go about it. I get it. It's as a human, as a primate, you are designed to suddenly see poop and feel gross and all of
Yeah,
that.
yeah, yeah,
But please don't let it like factor into or make the other person feel like they are gross or
yeah,
something, you know,
yeah,
because I feel that's the it's a natural accident, if anything.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
But yeah, if I had to say my most common accidents, and they are not even accidents, but I am the king of muscle pulls and cramps when I when I'm
My
having
backs, my back.
my calves always fucking
So I
cramp
have
up when
this
I'm having
one
sex.
back muscle which is
Hmm.
like a little prone to kind of,
Yeah.
getting injured. It's like on the slide on the right side of my back.
Yeah.
So yeah, like when I'm like if I'm aggressive
Hmm.
and if I'm changing positions really like violently,
Hmm.
I know for sure
Hmm.
that I'm going to wake up with a stiff back tomorrow, like the next day. And it happens every single time. I'm nursing a bit of a bit of
Hmm.
that right
Hmm.
now.
Hmm.
Like it's annoying the
Oh
fuck
my
out of
god.
me. But yeah, like I know that it's one of those things that I just have to live with.
Yeah. No, no. I thought instantly
So
ask the person, can you massage this part? Like, can you knead your elbow into it? It becomes cute. It's funny. I get a free massage. Fuck it.
yeah.
But yeah, my calves and my back are always fucking. Another one is, but that was because of so basically the bed I had in my previous house.
Hmm.
The bed was a queen size bed, but my mattress was king size. So there
Hmm.
was
Falling off.
always this little part that used to
That
jut
jut
out,
out.
and there was so many times that I just toppled off. Like, not fell like a stupid idiot or something, but yeah, there were times that I suddenly lost my balance and all of that. In fact, one particular time I remember was I was about to cream pie,
Hmm.
and I suddenly lost my balance and I shot sideways, like Nishana chuk gaya types. So that's another stupid accident. I felt like I had a lot, but that was only a logistical issue. It was solved once I moved to Pune and I got a regular bed for my regular mattress.
Hmm.
What else?
Let's talk about
I,
like bad sex experience, like this, which you like. Yeah.
uh, bad. See, again, I'm not had bad sex because I am
No, I
happy.
mean, no, I
Yeah.
get it, I get it. But
No,
I'm
no, no,
saying
no.
things that
Okay.
you've realized. Oh, this is not going in. I'm
The
sure that there
only
are.
time I felt that is when a person did not look like their pictures at all.
Hmm.
So I wouldn't. That's more a catfishing, which is an accident in a way, but
Hmm.
you know what I mean. Like
Hmm.
otherwise, any kind of mishap or anything that happens, because sex can't be linear. I think that's where
Hmm.
porn fucks all of us up, right?
Yeah,
Because it's a
yeah, I
movie,
agree.
you
Yeah.
see it as a linear event, but it's not. It can be anything. You can take a water break, fuck,
Hmm.
get up, have a smoke, whatever. When I was a stoner, we used
Hmm.
to like smoke up in between. Okay, let's get back to it. Take a break. Sometimes eat in between, like
Hmm.
a little
Yeah,
noodles. Chalo,
yeah.
bhook laga hai, whatever. Get back to it. So I like it like that. So
Hmm.
I'm not fussy if it's like not going in a certain way, because I
Hmm.
don't see it as a
No,
certain
but
process.
have you ever been like, sure, that's great, but have you wanted to take sex in a direction that you then realize in the middle, that in the midst of it, that this is not the best direction for me to go into? Like
Uh
I okay, I'll tell you what, like for me there were two incidents. I'll tell you about my first incident.
yeah.
There I was having, like, there's this. I don't usually sort of hook up with people very, like,
Hmm, hmm,
too much younger than me.
hmm,
But this is, I think, a couple of years back, and there was like an 8-year old, difference. And
hmm,
this guy was visiting Bombay. He stays in New Orleans and stuff.
hmm,
He's from Bombay, and he was fairly he was kind of finding his ways in the world of
hmm,
sex. So he still hadn't he was still experimenting slowly, gradually, like pushing his boundaries a little.
hmm, hmm,
And I was horny, and I said, choke me.
hmm,
And he got so freaked out. Like, we and he was eh, like, he wanted me to dominate him,
hmm,
and that was the conversation. So, the makeout session was like hot and heavy. And then I said, why don't you choke me? So I immediately sort of took his hand and put it near my neck. And he got so freaked out by that like it just stopped. And I was like, fuck, I should have taken it a little a little easy. And I was like, it's okay. Like I get turned on by this. If you don't want to. The good thing was that after that, we didn't end up having sex, but we ended up chatting and chilling and having lunch and stuff like that. I don't think we'll ever if we meet, I don't think he would ever want to have sex with me. Like, I think he's gotten scarred by me. But I think I think I realized then that, gauge the person a little, like, but like I clearly, I was
Honestly,
like,
from your choking story, I had like I wouldn't even say slave bottom. He was like a pig bottom. I don't know what's the term. There's a subservient in them. Like,
he was into this choke me, tie me, strangulate me. And again, I'm kind of scared of that kind of shit because I don't know. I don't get any joy. I do it to a mild extent because it's something a lot of me getting turned on is making sure the other person is getting the stuff that they want. So I'll kind of party, but this guy was a bit extreme. And I remember back then I had this dildo which did not have a wide base. So I was like kind of, he was deep throating me, and in a very aggressive, like, tears are rolling down his there's like sticky sticky spit, and his nose is running and his eyes are running. And I don't know, this idiot was so into it, and at the other end he was my dildo was he was using my dildo to like jam in and out of his butt, and it actually slipped up his butt.
Oh man, the fuck.
But here's the deal. It was a 4-minute ordeal. It lasted for 4 minutes because after 4 minutes he kind of kept exerting and it just slid out, luckily. But I tried the fingers and all, and even though he had quite a gape going because he was at it, so I could feel it inside. But because of the lube, I couldn't. It was so slippery that I couldn't get myself to this, and I immediately. Oh my God, hospital, what kind of conversations? How are you going to sit in the rickshaw on the way? Like, how do I take him on my bike? Like, all things that I never thought of suddenly started going through my head. But luckily, like I said, it was only a 4-minute panic because luckily, one of his pushes kind of, like in it just like zlop, it just slid out easily, and he was relieved. I was relieved. But those 4 minutes felt like a very grueling eternity. Like, it was very scary suddenly. Like, I thought, how much will it cost? What the fuck? How? And he was super discreet. That was another worry. Like, so it was all. Also, speaking of when I was a kid, I, like an idiot, put a marker up my butt. Like
I think we've spoken about these. Like, I've put a vegetable and then it got lodged.
And the cap got
oh
stuck
damn. No, again, the vegetable
I managed
broke
to push it
inside. Yeah, like
oh my God.
Yeah, like kakadi like went inside and I was like, yeah.
And you just pushed it out.
Yeah, like I exerted.
But
it hurt like a
bitch. If we are talking accidents and we are responsible people, so if people are listening, I don't know what advice to give if something like that happens. But I guess standard advice for everything is don't freak out at first.
Don't freak out, because when you freak out, you
don't panic. Yeah, don't panic. Google. These are Googleable problems, I feel. If you get something lodged up your butt, don't immediately go to like, because oh my God, I've been chatting with one boy. And he's been very conscious to like, God, he listens to this. So I'm suddenly like, shit, I shouldn't have started this story. But long story short, he kind of, what's the thing that holds your foreskin to your penis? Frenulum, whatever. Yeah, frenulum, that's what it's called.
Yeah.
He told me apparently like there was a hyper masturbative phase that he was having, very aggressively went so hard at it that part dislodged, like skin tore, and he had to suddenly go to his parents, running to his parents, and they had to then do a semi circumcision or something of that sort. But yeah, like I was like, see, now that's a situation where, again, if you sit in Google or something,
like that's serious. when there's like skin
Sure.
falling off and blood coming out, then you better call the experts.
If blood suddenly, if you see blood, please,
Yep.
immediately.
Yeah.
But I'm saying, don't freak out. That's all, because I know that's the least laziest advice we can give, because what do I say, right? As a kid, I had a Hot Wheels stuck up my butt once. I put a Hot Wheels up my butt like an idiot, and it did not come out. Like,
Yeah.
sometimes I really wonder what would happen if my parents found out what all I've put up my butt. Like, as a kid, it was so stupid. It's not even sexual. See,
Yeah.
I understand a pen is phallic.
Yeah.
Dude, I had a dandiya phase, by the way. I had a very sexy dandiya.
What's a very sexy dandiya?
It was like one of those steel dandiyas, like it was phallic basically. But see, I get phallic things, right? You have the urge to put it up your butt, but if you're stupid like me and you take a spoon or you put a car up your butt, don't freak out. Just always see if you have enough bandwidth to message a friend or someone who can take you or help you with it. But don't freak out, because again, coming a little serious, but if you're discreet and you're not out to your parents and you find yourself in a situation like this, I don't know how you're going to answer to your parents like, hey, I got a fucking small automobile up my butt, right? If that's what you got up your ass. If it's something else that's phallic, they'll get it. But
so there was one situation I had really panicked about was so I have these vibrators which kind of work with a remote. So I stuck it up my butt, and I was one of those like chilled Sundays where like
sundowner,
like
vibrating in your butt.
Like AC on, and like the homes, the house is clean, so I don't need to think about anything. And I started it, and I saw my handcuffs. I don't have the key wala handcuffs. I have this kapda ka handcuff. Okay. And I decided to kind of, just like do that on my bed post. So my bed has these cavities. So I thought, let me. I didn't realize how I'm going to get out of it. Because while it's easy, but
you cuffed both your hands.
So it's a kapda ka thing. Okay. It's
okay.
And it's very easy. So and my headboard, so to say, has these open sort of cavities. So I can kind of, I slid it past and I just put my hand through this. So I was like that. And I was really enjoying myself. And then I came. And once I came, hands free.
Amazing.
Like hands free. I came. I mean, it's
that's how much it turned you on.
Yeah, like, and it's a very powerful vibrator. Like it goes, it like warm and stuff, like at the tips. So it's
really This is that AliExpress one.
Yes. And then my panic began because I couldn't, like, the vibrator is still on. So the remote is near my stomach, like I can't reach it. And then I started panicking. What's going to happen?
Gerald's game.
I swear. And then I was like, fuck, does this mean that I have to scream at my neighbors? What will my neighbors think? The thing is, I shouldn't have panicked because obviously I was subliminally, I'm not a stupid person. Like I didn't tighten the thing. It's just that it was in the moment of panic, I just needed to kind of go further behind so that my hands would come off. But I was like you were saying, I was freaking out that time, and it was crazy. So and the worst thing was that my mobility was a little like sort of not at the best place because there was something vibrating up my butt. So I couldn't move very easily. So that was one of those few like really crazy panic situations that I was like, fuck. I'm going to be a story. Like I'm going to be on the news because of this. Like what the fuck? But
I actually do that too. I'm immediately a headline person. If anything's happening to me, I imagine the headline in the newspaper. Parsi boy. And it always starts with Parsi boy. Parsi boy gets stroke while this. Parsi boy, this happens. I got one. Allergies, because I think, and this is I found out later on, but I think I'm allergic to Durex lubes a little. Like
I know someone who was, and we realized midway, like I'm circumcised, so I
Okay.
I need lube all the
Uh-huh.
time. So
Uh-huh.
and so I have KY jelly, I have Durex, but
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
use Durex a lot. And
Yeah.
in the middle of it, he started sneezing
Hmm.
a lot.
Hmm.
And I was like, what happened? Like, is it
Hmm.
like I vacuumed? He said,
Hmm.
no, are you using Durex?
Hmm. Hmm.
And he said, yes, I
Hmm.
am. I said, yes, I am. And he said,
Hmm.
I think I've realized that I
Yeah.
might be
Yeah.
allergic to Durex.
Again, like most of my allergies, touch wood, it's a mild allergy. I don't
Hmm.
have to like suddenly EpiPen or be
What
rushed to
happens
the.
to you? What
I
happens to you?
feel like my throat is mildly
Huh.
gets very irritated, and I have to like keep
Hmm.
like imagine a pube getting stuck in your throat. It's like
Yeah.
I keep
No,
feeling this irritation,
this guy
and
kept sneezing, and I don't know how, like,
yeah,
why.
but that irritation reaches a
Yeah.
point where my throat starts hurting because
Hmm.
then I go so much that actually
Hmm.
my throat gets sore more than deep throating someone. But I remember speaking of I had a friend from South Africa. This is when I had a girlfriend, by the way. He got me these. He got me these amazing condoms, which are like a biscuit wrapper. You seen these? They're not plastic wrappers. They're like a biscuit wrapper. So you break them. The condom is inside, and you just slide it on once you break it. You don't have to hold the condom and wear it. You just snap them, and you can just pull it down on your penis, basically. Now the thing is, I remember it was called Infinite or something, and basically long lasting. They were like long lasting condoms, and I used them on my girlfriend. Like I wore them, I fucked my girlfriend, great, right? And they were actually long lasting. It lasted quite a while. I remember that night my girlfriend calling me, and she's like, "Farhad, I don't know what's wrong, but I can't feel the insides of my vagina." And I was like, "What does that mean?" And she was like, I peed right now and I could see pee falling, but I could not feel it in
Feel
my
it.
vagina. I was like, don't worry, it's some sex thing. We just had it today, tomorrow. Next day, she's super freaked out. She's like, Farhad, I'm putting my finger inside my vagina. I can't feel it. It's gone entirely numb. It's gone entirely numb. Now I'm also starting to freak out a little. Like, what the fuck? Like, what happened? I immediately, and not very long ago, before that, we had a pregnancy scare. So we had gone to a gynac already. So I was like, do we have to go to the gynac again? Like, what is this and all of that? And then, like an idiot, I realized that I had worn that condom inside out, basically. I wore it the wrong way because I was
Oh
trying it.
my
And
god. So
it
I mean,
was,
it obviously has a numbing agent
yeah, because
so
it
that you
was
can last.
lidocaine. It was
Yeah,
lidocaine, like
lidocaine, yeah.
whatever. So instead of it working on me, it
Oh
worked on
my
the insides of a
god.
vagina. And
Huh.
I was like, listen, I looked it up, I googled it. This is a very common issue. Let's just give it 2-3 days. Otherwise, you go to the gynac. And right enough on the third day, she was like, okay. But for 2-3 days, she couldn't, like, she was just numb inside. Like,
Wow.
so that was a very unpleasant accident that we
Fuck.
had back then. Also, yeah, since you're talking about lidocaine, like, yeah, that's pretty heavy duty. Yeah, like
It
even
is,
that,
yeah.
I
They
because
don't
I
sell it off the counter. Like you have to have a like
oh really?
yeah, like
I've
you
asked
have,
in the past, and
as in on these on netmeds and stuff, you can't buy it. You need a
Arey, net
prescription.
online to even for fucking some crocine advanced, you need a prescription.
Yeah,
Sometimes,
actually
you
true.
know. So I'm like, okay, relax. But yeah, no, because there was one boy I used to love fucking, but sorry now TMI, but like because I'm thick, he would always be like, I can't regular lube. I need the
Yeah, yeah.
medical one, the lidocaine. I used to get that, and yeah, that's the only. So I used to get it over the counter back then. Uh, which I don't know if it's the best, but okay. Yeah, those were a few. Back injury, though we've covered. I'm the king of like back injuries. Okay, I guess this also falls under, but STIs, STDs are
I've
accidents in a way.
touch wood. I have never. I am
Yeah,
very.
I've got a
I'm
mild.
very. I
I've
have.
got yeah. I
I've
got
been very. I'm very proud. Like I don't want to flaunt it. Like
yeah.
but I'm very. You know, as much as I'd like to experiment, I'm also
Yeah.
I know I know how to be safe. Like I've,
Sure.
for example, I have barebacked with people,
Yeah.
not necessarily with people who I've been in relationships with. We've decided that we will only
Mutually.
bareback
Yeah.
if we've kind of,
Yeah.
sort of, have
Tested all
we've
of it. All of
tested,
it.
we've stayed away from people for a
Yeah.
certain amount of time, and only then have we wear back. So yeah, touch wood.
I've got the most minor one, and again, I'm not justifying jack shit. It was a pain in the ass, and it's called an STD, but it wasn't in a lot of ways. And I got it because I actually wore someone else's boxers once. I got crabs once.
Oh,
Yeah,
yikes.
yeah. This was around 5 years ago. It was my regular fuck buddy who.
I'm getting
Sorry.
just
Yeah. Okay. Should we not?
No, go ahead.
Come on. Because
I'm
honestly, I'll tell
absolutely
you what. It was first I freaked out. Like I did not even know. But I'll tell you what happened was me and my fuck buddy had reached this weird point where I also had feelings for him. He also had feelings for me. So we decided to continue. So he was not from Bombay. So every time he would come to Bombay, he would stay at my place. And then we decided, okay, now from whenever you come over, we won't hook up because it's getting a little, I'm too into you, you are too into me, but we don't want a relationship. So let's not have sex. And so it was in that phase. It wasn't like I contracted it from the act of sex, basically. But he came to Bombay without, and he was like, do you have a pair of boxers? I was like, yeah, sure. I gave him a pair of boxers. And suddenly after a month, I know I was pretty abstinent that whole period, that amount in time. So I know it was him only, and that was the only time it could have happened because I Googled it. But I started noticing these little, like, I thought, like, sometimes you scratch a mosquito bite and you have little those dot
bumps,
scabs, little. I thought, oh, maybe in my sleep I'm scratching my knee, or that's why hua rahega. And then one day I looked at it very closely, and I was like, no, I think this is lice.
Oh my god.
So I went to the doctor. And I was like, what the fuck is this? And he was like, did you have sex with someone with crabs? I was like, wait, these are crabs? And then he showed me one, and yeah, they are. Yeah, sorry, I had to.
Just hygiene is important. I mean, no matter how much you like someone,
no, but that's
someone,
the thing. The reason I'm bringing this up,
this is, you can't, like, how could you have?
But I would have
prevented it.
Here's the deal. Yeah, I just fucking wearing someone else's my boxers,
your
someone
boxers.
else wore.
I mean, so which is exactly, like, you have to be extra careful with hygiene as a lesson. Yeah.
But again, see, there's no medicine for crabs and all. It goes, you have to like Medicare and all of that. You have special shampoos for it and shit. So I did the whole thing. But can I tell you, it was a nightmare in terms of how difficult it was. Because first of all, if you Google this shit, it's scary as fuck. Only because Google will tell you burn all your bed sheets and clothes and everything. It's like it's actually lies. It's actually a kind of lies or lie. I don't know what the word is, but yeah, I had to I immediately took all my clothes and I told my flatmate, I'm putting all of these in your cupboard. I'm not going to use them right now. For the next 4 weeks, I'm going to only use these 2 bed sheets that I'll keep recycling. I will wash them separately, separate washing, all of it. It was, but they would still keep showing up because they were a nightmare to get rid of. So if again, we've discussed so many accidents, but that was like one that was annoying to get rid of.
So the fear of
now because of that, every time I'm about to go down on someone, I do this weird thing where I'm looking first if there's even one, if I spot, and sometimes I feel so stupid because I notice a beauty spot and I'm like, what's that? And they'll be like, it's a beauty spot. But by then I've already sounded very freaked out.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, okay, very nice, cute.
From my end, I keep myself really closely trimmed down there with one of the reasons. That's one of the reasons why I'm just very, very
And I've always been pretty trimmed, manscaped down there. It was just I got a bout of it. And no matter how much I tried, and there's a whole science to it, huh? Like first week you have to shampoo on this day, and then you have to figure out when the lye are going to multiply again. So you have to shampoo the next day after that. Like a doctor will give you a whole chart of when to shampoo your parts affected
Wow.
by it. It was fucking crazy. Again, I don't know if it falls under this, but I see it as like a stupid fucking accident that
So
was sexual in.
one thing, like I want my swimming pool to be back again, but because I used to swim very often, there are
Mm.
times when a lot of swimmers have sort of skin tears on joints, like near the thighs and
Ooh.
stuff.
Yeah,
So
yeah, 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 yeah.
um, and it's not necessarily always a tear, but it's
Yeah.
also a little, like, because you're wearing nylon and you're wearing polyester, so
Chafing and yeah.
chafing and all of that. I remember one sexual experience where I was trying to sort of spread my legs really like far out,
Mm.
and I felt the tear. Like I felt the
Ah.
tear happen. Like on, and that was just fucking painful. Like
Yeah, yeah,
I was just like, I'm sorry, I can't.
yeah,
I'm
yeah,
sorry, please don't
yeah,
mind. Like and this person was like, what
yeah.
happened? Is he getting a heart attack?
Yeah, and speaking
Like,
of tears, there are so many times, even anally, you feel it
yeah,
like a
yeah,
little,
yeah,
that sudden stinging
yeah,
mid-sex, or that burning, extreme burning when you're having
yeah,
sex and all of that.
yeah,
It's often a good sign that, okay, some part of your skin has been like irritated to a point where now it's like saying,
yeah,
stop it,
yeah, yeah.
yeah, I felt it. Oh my God. In fact, you won't believe it. And this is kind of, it's not graphic, but I had a serious piles problem when I
Hmm.
was around 18 or 19.
Hmm, hmm, hmm.
And there used to be this boy in my group who I was absolutely in love with, but he was straight.
Hmm.
Okay. And I had made very like friendly advances in my friendship with him a lot of times. But he was obviously very like, shut the fuck up, Farhad, stop being such a fag kind of a, we
Hmm.
had that kind of a friendship. Yeah. We were in Goa, and I remember we had gone for a holiday to Goa, all of us, and I was at the worst piles fishers kind of moment in time, where I
Hmm.
remember even like eating fried fish, I would think twice, because
Hmm.
ye kal mere ko matlab I will die,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
anything. So I was like in Goa, I'm eating like dahi chawal, or like,
Hmm.
and I'm stopping at every chemist to buy what are they called, analgesics, like those
Yeah,
cream that numb your asshole
yeah,
against
yeah,
shit
yeah.
like that, right? This fucker one day smashed drunk while we are in Goa, and he's like, okay, do you want to blow me? And suddenly I'm like, okay, it's happening. It's
Hmm.
happening, Like, and you have to understand, this was after 4 5 years that I was madly into him. Okay. That he
Hmm.
suddenly, out of the blue, he was a little tipsy and he was like, okay, I don't mind a blowjob and shit. So I was like, yeah, sure. And I start going down on him. I'm sucking him off. And then he says, I want to fuck you. And now I have piles, but I badly, horribly want this man inside me, so I still attempted
Oh
it.
my
Sunetro.
god! Oh my god! Why would you? Why?
Dude, I will
I
never
One sec.
because here's the deal. See, also I'm 18.
I yeah,
I'm
I can
18.
imagine.
So
Yeah,
I thought, you know what? Pain hua to hua, but after that there'll be pleasure. So go through it. But yeah, there were
I've gotten hemorrhoids because I tried to have
oh my
sex.
god. Oh
Like
my
I
god.
tried
Yeah.
to,
Yeah.
like there was one chap I was dating, and
Hmm.
one day we were like, he was like, can I fuck you?
Hmm,
And I
hmm,
said, yes,
hmm.
please. And I was like, theek hai na,
Huh, huh.
kar lega.
Yeah.
And I tried, and so I tried sitting on him,
Hmm, hmm.
and I kind of like sat,
Oh,
and
who?
I was like, this is, and the next day
Yeah.
onwards,
Yeah.
I figured that hello hemorrhoids, and it was just the worst experience of my life.
Oh my
Yeah,
god.
like
Maybe can I ask you for some advice?
Mm.
Can I? I've never
Yeah,
like
yeah,
a
please, yeah,
proper dear agony aunt kind
yeah.
of
I
problem
don't
I had.
sure.
So like I said, I bought him for those 2 3 years, and
Mm.
I was hooking up with a now kind of popular actor Okay, I'm not whatever. Obviously, I'm not going to disclose his name and shit. But I was really into him back then. He's beautiful. Okay, and the thing was, he met me a lot during my bottoming phase. Yeah, so I let him fuck me a lot back then. Today, in fact, an hour before we are recording this podcast, he kind of got back in touch. We kind of again rekindled this over Clubhouse. We started seeing each other in every room, and also we started chatting a little. And today he's like, I have a shoot next week in Pune, and are you down? I'm staying in this hotel. Do you want to come meet me? I'm put up in this hotel and all of that. Now here's a little itty bitty that's the problem, which is A, I've not bottomed in like 2-3 years. B, I actually feel like I might have a hemorrhoid. I feel because lately, you know, there's been sudden stinging or sudden this or whatever. My dad's been fuck all, maybe. I don't know. But now I'm meeting him on Wednesday and I'm freaked the fuck out that he's gonna want to fuck. And
so, I mean, if you're not ready to get fucked, then just
say
don't
no.
fuck.
But I want to get fucked.
I mean, you
what-
want
my-
to go through the agony of like getting
No, so
fucked.
just because you said hemorrhoids and you had them, I was like, do you have any advice?
No, there are no
like,
quick. I mean, there are no quick solves. Like unless you really like, you know, take a like a chemical anesthetic and like numb your entire region. Like there isn't.
This gay life.
Yeah.
Why is our show not called This Gay Life? Like, oh my God, because okay, but here's the little silver lining was we were just talking today and he was like, so what? It's been so long. Do you want to hook up? He brought it up luckily because again, we've not met in so long. So I was like, are you just calling me to hang out? Like that I don't want to do, but if you're fucking sure, I'm down.
But then make things clear, na? If you can't like.
So he did
get
suggest
fucked,
that, okay, you can fuck me if I'm in the mood then, which was great.
Sure.
And maybe we don't have to fuck, but I know he's going to want to fuck and I want to get fucked, but I just felt like I've not even been to the doctor to ask, is this a hemorrhoid or no? So I don't even know if I have it.
Like try things out on yourself first, like before you go there.
That's
like,
not a bad idea.
Yeah.
I do have something.
If you can take a finger, you can take a hand. So
okay. Done. Oh my God. What is this is one of our more risky topics.
It is.
We went through so much. Oh my God.
Yeah. I think we've covered a fair ambit of.
There are mild ones, genital burning. There's all of that, but yeah.
Touch wood. Thankfully, not been through it. Thankfully.
Yeah. Again, if whoever's listening, if you
want us to do another episode on this, please, like we can.
Yeah,
like,
with suggestions on what accidents you all have had, because these are we've lived pretty rich lives, I must say.
Yeah.
Between the two of us, we've had all these accidents. By the way, speaking of, I had a friend who broke their rib once during sex.
Oh my God.
Yeah. It was like a bad elbow suddenly hit, and it was like one of those freak accidents. Like it wasn't like an act of violence. It just the elbow hit in a weird way, and next thing you know, he was having difficulty breathing, and they took an X-ray. The next day, he thought, "Oh, it's just my wind got knocked out of me and all." But the next day, it kept hurting. So he went and he found out that he had a hairline fracture on his most patlusa rib niche.
Yeah.
So I'm sure, like again, if anyone has those kind of accidents, please let us know. These are the ones we've had so far.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Okay.
All right.
I guess that's it for this episode. We'll come back with a final segment.
Yes.
This topic, and we'll see you on the other side.
And we're back with our final segment, which is recommendations. So, Farhad, what's your recommendation for the week?
I'm on a revisiting trip. I'm just rewatching things I've already watched. So two things. One is all the films of Stanley Kubrick. I found this great rhymes with horrent, but I found this great horrent of all Stanley Kubrick films in 4K.
Wow.
So fuck, don't even ask me the size. It's some like 5,000 GB.
I can imagine.
But
what's your favorite Stanley Kubrick film?
Shining.
Really?
Shining, without a doubt. I've just watched it too many times. But I have an underdog favorite also, which I felt like is not spoken about enough, but Full Metal Jacket is another one of my favorite.
I like Full Metal Jacket is my second favorite,
Yeah.
and my favorite is Clockwork Orange.
Of course. So I'm right now. I'm doing all the black and whites first because sometimes I just wish that I totally don't watch black and white films anymore, and it has a feel and a vibe of its own, right? Like just the kind of dialogue and all.
Yeah.
So I saw The Killing yesterday. The Killing, Stanley Kubrick, and it's a heist film from 1956, but it is so racy, and I actually had my heart in my mouth, like even for that time, it was amazing. So that, and second cute favorite, which has been like dal khichdi on so many days for me, is Parks and Recreation. I'm rewatching Parks and Recreation because again, a lot of people are fans of The Office, but they don't watch Parks and Recreation, which is by the creators of The Office. So I just feel like it's such a comfort show. It's not the best show, it's not the funniest show, but the relationships, it's amazing.
The characters are really well etched out.
So Parks and Recreation and all Stanley Kubrick films. You go.
I watched this. I will go so far as to say one of the freshest comedies I've watched in a while. It's this film called Shiva Baby.
Oh my God, I want to watch it.
Oh my God, what beautiful writing, incisive writing. And this the director Emma Seligman. I know that she's going to be a star. I know that she's going to be a big deal. Just to kind of tell you guys what it's about. It's about this this really chaotic sort of college senior girl who's a bisexual. She this entire thing is over. She goes to attend a funeral, and the entire thing sort of revolves around the funeral, because at the funeral her sugar daddy turns up, and her ex-girlfriend turns up, and there are panic attacks, and there are reconciliations and jealous hissy fits, and it's very it's funny, but it's also very, very deeply emotional and beautiful performances. I think so I think Shiva Baby.
Did you watch it on Movie?
Yes, I did.
Okay.
Yes, I did.
Amazing.
So Shiva Baby for sure. Please watch it. It's fantastic.
Amazing. Thank you so much for that.
All right. Thank you, Farhad, for another week of incisive conversation.
I don't think today's was incisive. Oh my God, it was explicit.
Explicit, yeah.
Amazing. Thank you so much, Sunetro. I guess thanks everyone for whoever's listening. I thought every time you've noticed, I don't just say for those listening or I always say for whoever's listening. It's like it's post-apocalypse. This show is being recorded, and if there's any
whoever, please. Thanks,
and by the way, that's far from the truth, because we have a lot of fucking listeners. Might put that out there. All of you who are listening, thank you for being with us. Please send in your recommendations for further topics. Any suggestions, what we can do, what we cannot do. Even if you want to be on the show, actually, we are open to getting cool, but just be fun. Okay. That's about it for this week. We'll see you next week. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you, Sunetro.
Thank you. Bye-bye.